If you don't have those fundamentals, the next trendy thing is going to be a disaster. It's not going to work out well.
One thing about trendy things is they come to an end. I'm all about consistency.
The video you're about to watch is just a small segment from a much longer and more in-depth interview that's included inside my new digital program, The 10 Commandments of Wealth. Click that link and get your name on the 10 Commandments of Wealth early action guest list. When you do, you'll secure your invitation to a private and live webcast discussion with me. You'll also become eligible to get your copy of the 10 Commandments of Wealth 10 days early. Click that link, get your ass on the webcast. I'll see you inside.
Today I get the pleasure and privilege of chatting with the national treasure, Mr. Bruce Buffer. And Bruce has been around for UFC almost from the very beginning. You're very famous that you don't miss shows.
Yeah, 25 years, consistent, never missed a show, never missed a pay-per-view.
I did live events all around the world, and 66 countries. Sometimes I don't have audiences like you do, but 700, 1,100 sometimes.
Still great.
So
Yeah.
few people care to show up.
Yeah.
I never missed anything. I did live events sometimes 180 days a year. I did that for about 7 years of my life. And I showed up to meet clients that, I might fly across the world, feel awful, puke 3 times, show up and go see my clients, Terrible migraine headache, too bad, go. Success gods don't care, show up and go see my clients.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've done that show with laryngitis, 104-degree temperature, blown out back, one leg because my ACL was blown the night before. The show must go on.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're saying. You talk about consistency, and there's also, along with consistency, there's loyalty. And loyalty is just not to who you're doing business with, it's to the business you're doing. Your loyalty to that business is to be consistent. And I tell people, they say, what is the secret of business? And the standard answer from a lot of people is, one of the secrets of business is delegation, which is totally true. But it's also consistency. And consistency comes in a couple of different ways. I'm a very honest person. And I don't lie because I can embellish. I'm a marketer, a salesman personified. That's who I am first and foremost. But I don't need to lie about my products. I need to just tell it the way it is and make it work. But consistency comes in many different ways. As an example, we're doing an interview. You are not asking me standard questions that are asked by me by other people, but there are standard questions I get asked all the time. So for 25 years, I've had the same answer. Be consistent in my answers. Why? Because if I change, then I'm going to be caught in a lie, or I'm going to be caught in whatever. That's one example. Consistency in business is when I go to work and I perform at work, whether it's UFC or my other business that I do, if I have employees or people that are with me, I have to be the role model to them for what we're doing. And if I break my consistency in what I do, then I'm going to interrupt them in the consistency I need them to have to perform at their best, to make sure we're all on the same target for the ultimate goal, which is making this venture and this business successful, right? So no matter how you look at it, when you are at the top, life is like a pyramid. And I don't mean pyramid scheme, okay? I went into competition against Herbalife with a company called Herbal Care, and I've had these experiences in my past life. That's multi-level marketing, but there are pyramid schemes. But life is like a pyramid. At the top of a family, there's the father, the mother, the kids, everything goes down, whether it's great-grandchildren, great-grandparents, whatever. In a business, it's the CEO, the president, the vice presidents, all the way down to the people that run that base, the people that answer the phones, the people that pack the boxes, the people that do, menial things to important things. Everybody is just important. In life, out of 100%, everybody dreams, but only really 2% of people put into action. They're usually the leaders, where everybody else is a follower, and it's not bad being a follower, it's okay. But you need to nourish all that with consistency so everything stays strong, because if the base gets weak and you don't pat them on the back, you don't appreciate what they do, you don't teach them properly, you're not consistent in your efforts, then it crumbles and the whole thing falls down, okay? Consistency is a very powerful word that can be explained in a number of different ways. But the bottom line explanation, if you open the dictionary, it's called keeping it the same and doing it the same every time, while making yourself better and learning as you do it so you can keep doing it even better moving forward. But life is simple. Everybody thinks you got to reinvent the wheel. In fighting, to me, jab, punch, kick, simple things, I can take somebody out. I can do the spinning kicks and all the fancy stuff, but you leave yourself open, right? In business, relationships, keep it simple. It's all simple. You don't have to complicate it. Just be consistent.
I talk about these exact same things about investments. And I don't manage anybody's money, but people ask. I just tell them what I do at my own portfolio. My clients ask me, should I do this? Should I do this? I don't know. If you don't know what the thing is, don't invest in it.
Right.
If you don't understand what it is, you know, there's nothing I could tell you that's going to make it work good. If you don't understand, you know, what the business is, how the business works, under what circumstances it's going to do better or worse, and
Knowledge is king. Knowledge is king.
you know, no matter what I tell them, it's not going to work out for them. You know, so I can tell them how I think about something. I can tell them to focus on things so they can think about clearly, etc.
Right.
But yeah, I get bombarded with these, you know, trendy things. You know, Derek, how do I do the thing? You know, I want to do the right thing, but I want to do it my way. I say, but I don't want to do it my fucking way. I want to do it the best way. I want to do it the best way that I could figure out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I try to repeat what I said earlier, but it's an ongoing theme in my head of if you go to sleep every night a little less ignorant than when you woke up, if you could learn 3 or so things during the day, pragmatic things that are going to lead to an outcome that you have in mind later. You know, I think that's a pretty good day. You know?
I think
try
it's a
to do
good
that
day, and
every
if I could say something with that, I wake up every day to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
If you don't have those fundamentals, if you don't understand the, you know, if you don't have the core fundamentals of whatever it is, whatever your practice or craft, you know, the next trendy thing is going to be a disaster. It's not going to work out well.
Well, remember one thing, and you know this. One thing about trendy things is they come to an end.
Yep.
Right? I'm all about consistency. I mean, I manage my brother Michael Buffer, who says 5 words of air called "Let's Get Ready to Rumble." If I didn't market with his great talent, his ability to do everything he gives, at the other 50% of the quotient of me handling the marketing and the placing it in business and ventures, that could have become, where's the beef, show me the money, all these great things that happened that had their Andy Warhol 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the secret of business, along many secrets of business, is consistency and planning it out properly so people don't get burned out and they're tired of hearing it, tired of seeing it, tired of buying it, tired of eating it, tired of wearing it, whatever. You know, it's you got to be sharp when it comes to this.
You brought up that word a lot, consistency, and I talked with Carrie Walsh. She's a volleyball player.
I know
She's the
Carrie.
most winning volleyball player.
I don't know her. I know her. Yeah.
Very nice person. That
Yeah.
She's speaking at one of my events again in the near future. But, easy introduction if you care.
Sure.
But Carrie says masters are consistent. That's one of the themes in her head. Masters are consistent. And at her longest winning streak, she won 112 matches in a row. 112. It sounds ridiculous, but 112 consecutive matches against the other top professional people in the world.
Right.
Which is, yeah, it would bring it back to that word that you can't do that. You know, oh, we'll try to do the new thing. No, you have to do the things that work extremely well, consistently, and you know, master those practices before you can add the other layers of nuance on top.
Absolutely. Especially, you know, I believe in business. We all need to build from a base. When I took over my brother Michael Buffer, his base was the HBO boxing ring, and I built everything out of that for him. With consistency, knowing that that was the base. My base, even though I have many other business ventures that I can do, I never worry about making money. I'll always make money. I'll always find something to make money. But I'm doing what I'm passionate about. And my base is the UFC, the Octagon, and I built everything out of that. And I have more business ventures happening this year than ever in 25 years because I consistently built that brand. You know, built the awareness, whether it's this time, my image, whatever, with consistency. Never changing it up, just enhancing it as I go along.
Regarding business, I made my first entrepreneurial money when I was 7, and I'm 42 at the moment. I think about money all the time, and that's probably my biggest fear in life, because I hated being poor in childhood. My father was doing quite well for himself for a number of years, and that went to hell very rapidly. And then I grew up on welfare for a decade of my life with my mother, and I really hated that. And I wanted to go do something that was intellectually exciting for me. I wanted to go do something that was profitable, while keeping my brain stimulated. I'm sure these are all things you can relate to. And but what you said, I made money in so many different ways, and I didn't have to lie to anybody. I never filed bankruptcy, not a personal bankruptcy, not a business bankruptcy. Never defaulted on a loan. I never had all these problems. I always kept my word. Not always because I'm such a nice person. Very selfishly, I like to keep my word to people.
I understand.
So I think when you start lying to other people, you're real close to lying to yourself. When you start lying to yourself, you don't get anything done anymore.
Can't stand liars. You lie to me in business, you lie to me in a relationship. I just went through it recently. I'm done. I'm bye-bye.
I feel exactly
I don't care how
that
much
way.
money we're making. Bye-bye.
But I found so many ways to make money, and the things that I did the best at, they had to be fun too. You use that word passion. I think a lot of people use that word, but you really embody that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's just a little
My
key
middle
word
name.
that they like to throw around, a little popular word. But the things that silly things like calling myself Moneyberg, which I thought was a hilarious joke, but my last name is Bushkovsky. In America, Buchkowski, something like that. And
Hey, it's like
not
Charles-
the best marketing name.
It's like Charles Bronson. Remember Charles Bronson, the actor?
of course.
His name is actually Charles Buczynski,
Yeah.
but he changed it to Bronson
Yeah.
for the movies.
So yeah, I didn't think that Bushkovsky or Buskowski or any mispronunciation was going to be the best marketing
I like
name
it
for a
because
company.
personally, announcing-wise, I can blow that out of the water much better than I can
Yeah.
now, but it's a good name. It's okay. But go ahead.
You did a great job with Moneyberg as well.
Thank you.
But no, I think there's something to that. That in an entrepreneurial context, I quit my last job when I was 19. I knew that was going to really suck for a couple of years, and I didn't have a great plan at the time. But
Right.
I knew that. But the things that I had that I made the most money with, they had to be fun to me. I had to really enjoy my clients. I don't want just any clients. I don't do mass marketing for normal people. I don't want a 50th percentile client. I sure as hell don't want a below average client. That I want people that are, again, good work ethic. They're already good at something.
Mm-hmm.
They have a great work ethic. They know what it actually takes to accomplish something. That they've paid their dues in some area of life. And there might have been graduates. I have a lot of people who went to graduate school. I have a lot of people who are athletes or musicians or numerous endeavors, but they're good at something.
Right.
And as somebody that already paid their dues and learned how to learn, it's really easy for me to teach them something else.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to like each other, and we're going to respect each other. And I've done very well finding people like that I sincerely enjoy working with, and I like who they are. I respect who they are. I get it that they're doing good for themselves.
Well, you recognize their talents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's been the right path for me. I've done. I made a lot of money in entrepreneurship that way. I made a lot more money investing in that money in stocks and real estate and whatnot. And it's been my favorite way to do business. That I wanted to live my life my own way and be the person that I am and whatnot.
So you want to do it your way.
Yeah,
It's okay. You're doing it your way.
Oh yeah.
That's what I say.
You
I
are
like
too.
Frank Sinatra's song. I did it my way. I could have copied my brother and been just Frank Sinatra Jr. I said, no, I either do it my way or I quit.
I was living on my coach's living room on a mattress. I ended up just bouncing at a bar. I'd been a cop. I quit my job. And
Derek Moneyberg presents the 10 Commandments of Wealth.
took the gamble on myself to become a successful professional fighter and make it to the UFC or Pride. And at the time,
Am I making a sacrifice right now, or am I just investing in a better future? So it's easier for me to make those decisions when I think about it. Is like, oh,
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention it, having to actually really process and think about it, I think that word sacrifice is kind of like, I believe it's the word that the ones at the top kind of use to make everyone else feel better about it. Because when you're at the top, now you realize that was an investment.
Was everything just golden and easy and handed to you, or did you have a little struggle yourself along the way?
No. Yeah, in 2013 and 2015, I was living out of my car, full time, and I was too proud to ask for help. Like, how ridiculous is that? You're living out of your car and you think you know it all. And 2015, that's when I kind of I knew that I didn't know it all. So why not find experts in that and really shortcut that? I thought I was going to just chip away. I thought I was just going to read books till I was an expert. I never really talked to anyone that actually did it.
My entire net worth is up 25%.
I've already seen a 300% rate of return.
5x my net worth.
I'm up 200K.
A 10x return on my investment.
I know for a fact that without working with Derek, none of this would have ever happened.
I make more money than I've ever made in my entire life. I owe that to Derek's advice.
The idea of not taking this and not investing in yourself is insane.